What's gonna happen? Nobody knows.
Into the sewer to find Michael Myers we go, I think, is what we do.
Not only that, but Pennywise is down there too.
You'll stab too. You'll stab too.
No,
Just don't shove me. I'm your dad.
I didn't realize I needed a fucking Pennywise versus Michael Myers movie until he became a sewer dweller.
I think they're hinting at a crossover.
Yep, there's definitely gonna be. All right, everybody, it's confirmed. There's gonna be a crossover. Halloween.
Oh, hi,
Halloween
Michael.
it. It'll be called Halloween it.
Halloween it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, Halloween. Halloween kills, Halloween ends. It would be just Halloween it's.
Halloween it's.
It's
Halloween.
I could just see it like Pennywise is walking around the old Myers house. Like Michael Myers walks by and he's like, hiya, Michael. Would you like a balloon?
Where'd all the fucking kids go? You said there was more kids in this town.
And then Michael's just like,
He didn't specify whether or not they had to be alive.
yeah.
Michael, you'll float too. And then he just starts stabbing Pennywise.
And then Pennywise just goes like with his big like teeth
turns
mouth.
into a fucking octopus or whatever.
And then Michael's still just stabbing.
I am the eater of worlds. Blah.
Michael's just stabbing.
Well, see,
the whole
like that would
time.
be an unkillable match because the only way, apparently, according to the movie, to kill Pennywise is to make fun of him. And Michael doesn't talk.
Oh.
So Michael can't die, and Pennywise also can't
What
die.
what if he tells him through dance? What if his body tells a story?
What is Michael now an interpretive dancer?
No,
Yeah,
he's
why
just
not?
gonna carve the words into somebody else's body, like "you suck," and then Pennywise will be like, "No."
Loser.
This is an amazing art installation.
Clowns are stupid.
Just carving it into people's faces.
Turns out he's got very good handwriting with a large kitchen knife.
He's just piling up the dead bodies to spell dumbass or something.
I would just love if like Dr. Loomis suddenly made an appearance and he's just like, Michael, who taught you to spell, Michael?
This is your chance to say something.
Michael.
If you just say something, you will kill him.
Michael, you have to say something.
Please, God.
Michael, it's been 40 years. The shtick is enough. I get it. You're mad I took away your Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Any of you know the story of the Haddonfield Boogeyman? A man in a white mask. Or was it more than a man?
The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare.
There's a reason we're supposed to be afraid of this thing.
A man in a white mask.
He only knows how to keep moving and to keep killing.
Every night that he would escape,
What the hell do you do that for?
so I can kill him.
Evil dies tonight!
Happy Halloween, Michael.
Sorry, I need to zen myself.
I'll fuck your zen all up there, big fella.
Welcome.
No, 100% not. That can't be how we do it. It has to be cooler than
doing
that.
it. Let's
we
go.
Have to. It has to be cooler than that. Welcome. All right, finish it off then, Steve.
Welcome to every film in the book.
It's Halloween ends, bitches.
It's Halloween ends.
bitches.
We're finally at the end of our Halloween special 2022.
Woo!
I keep going turkey.
Why do you keep going turkey?
I don't know. I keep meaning
It's
to
been a thing,
make
actually.
it sound like a ghost.
It's been a thing.
It's
I don't know,
not a
Michael,
ghost.
It's a poor
It's
ghost.
a ghost
Michael,
turkey.
make a ghost noise.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did that.
See how
Yeah.
there's no turkey in it.
Ghost turkey.
Now, if you're going for the
Anyway.
ghost turkey, you nailed it.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm in the Halloween spirit. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
about
yeah.
you guys, but after watching so many Halloween movies, dude, I can't
Nearly
get
all of them.
I can't get enough. Now, we only recorded, the original 2018 Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends.
Yes,
which you're
because
listening
clearly
to
everybody
now.
has listened to all of them.
Well, of course they have.
Yes.
It's the best thing we've ever done. But
We weren't going to do 15 movies.
outside of that, I mean,
In 1 month.
Danielle and I have personally watched basically the rest of them.
Yeah, we just been throwing them on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're great background entertainment, but these new 3 are definitely better entertainment than I think any of those.
For sure. Definitely. Yeah, and, I hope that you all went and watched this movie because from this point on, everything is spoilers.
Oh, yeah. We are spoiling the shit out of Halloween Ends.
Because there's no way to talk about this movie without talking about the new character that they introduce and the completely right turn that they take from where they were going before.
But yeah, so if you want no spoilers, click on our other episode where we do the no spoilers. But no, we are spoiling this because I want to talk about it, and you're all going to have to deal with it.
Yep.
We agreed to be here, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's all good.
Don't worry. They were each paid $50. They were compensated
No.
fairly.
No,
Nobody
we're
handed
doing
me
this for
50
free.
bucks. Where's my $50 then?
I made them sit and watch this movie twice, so $50 seems like a fair, compensation.
Well, I will say, so we watched this twice because we wanted to see how it was, after watching it again. Because all of the other movies,
Tad bit easier to follow.
watch easier to follow, yes, but then we also have watched more than once.
Oh yeah, countless times.
Yeah. So doing this one the second time, it was much different than the first time where it was mostly shock and confusion and trying to figure out where they're going with it.
Oh yeah.
And then the second time you could really just enjoy what was going on. So yeah, I really liked our second watch through.
Yeah, honestly, and this is kind of how I felt about Halloween Kills as well. Like on that second watch, I liked it even more, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Now I know, when I ranked this, I put it, number 3
Mm-hmm.
out of, put them in release order. But, I honestly think this is pretty much tied with Halloween Kills for me. So I don't know how else to put it, but it definitely got better for me on this second watch. And I'm glad we actually sat and watched it again, because there was a few things I ended up noticing this time that didn't get, I was too confused in the first watch through. I was like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, since none of us had any idea where the movie was going, the first watch there was definitely like, whoa, what the heck's going on? Then the second time, we can appreciate the way they got to where they, ended up.
Yeah, and it was so crazy. I mean, we're just gonna have to get into this because
so I kind of want to start by just talking about Michael Myers. Like in my opinion, in this one, it almost kind of felt like he took almost like a back seat for the first half of this movie.
Well, I know you want to start there, but I really feel like we gotta talk about Corey, right? Because
we should probably start
is
with Corey.
the defining part of this whole movie. He is the lead character in this movie.
Easy.
I mean,
Easy.
It really
Agreed, but it kind of sucks at the same time.
Not the
Yeah.
lead killer per se, but
I
the
mean,
lead
he gets
character.
the most kills in this movie.
He does.
Yeah, he gets a bunch, for sure.
Yeah. So in the trailer, I think they show you him one time in passing. Didn't even notice the guy.
Yeah,
I was he was just whatever.
Yeah,
Didn't
just
no.
a
even-
throwaway, whatever.
They literally just show him getting choked in the sewer. So literally his first interaction with Michael is the only thing we see in the trailer. So you just assume, oh yeah, this guy's dead in the sewer from what they show us, but the fact that he basically becomes Michael Myers Jr. throughout this movie. I had
Michael
no,
Myers light.
Yeah.
He's the diet right
Just
version.
diet Michael Myers.
Oh,
It's basically, he was shorter.
Yeah, he's
just
shorter,
younger.
much more talkative.
Yeah, much more.
Yeah.
This is almost like if Michael Myers could talk, I'm so glad he can't, because listen to this kid talk. I was like, dude, you're some emo fucking band. Just stop.
He had a rough go at it.
Yeah. So
He had a rough
Corey's
go.
whole character arc is that he starts as a good kid. He's in school trying to get into college, accidentally kills a kid, and then 2 years go by.
I don't think we can gloss over that. This kid gets folded like a pancake.
Oh yeah,
right?
I'm not good. We have to talk about that. But then ends up accidentally killing someone, and then purposely killing someone, and then he keeps purposely killing people.
Yeah.
And it like keeps escalating, and it's just it's insane.
Well, you actually brought up this good point. Like all of the people he ends up going after in this movie have done him wrong. So it's almost like you can justify him snapping a little bit.
Yeah.
But I also would have rather seen Michael Myers stab a bunch of people.
Yeah. I
Like-
mean, I get like Corey's character was insane.
Yeah, he's super, super crazy.
And like I really like what they did with his character. Like solid character building all the way through, and it just kept ramping up. And as a killer, like if he was a killer in another movie, I would have been like super happy with what they did. But like,
Yeah,
you know,
like,
obviously it ties into Michael
It's just
Myers.
weird to have somebody else like
It
assisting
is.
Michael
Yeah.
Myers. Like it's
It
not
is.
something we're
Yeah,
used
like
to.
when we first like see him like bring Michael that cop, and you know he beats him up for him, and he's like holding him, and he's like, Michael, show me how to kill.
Laughing all the way into the sewer.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, like, are we really doing this? But I was also kind of like, all right, this is actually kind of fun. Like
Yeah.
I've never we've never seen Michael with like an assistant before.
Right.
Like it's almost like he's training the next generation of
Yeah,
killer.
and that's what they make you think this whole movie is, that he's gonna be the new Michael Myers.
Yeah, like I legitimately thought he was gonna they were gonna like throw in one of those lines. It's like, Daddy, like teach me, I'm your son.
But it takes a good 45 minutes into the movie to get to that point though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're just very like most of the film unsure. So you're just right off the bat unsure.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say we should go back to this first scene where the kid gets snapped in half.
folded like a
So,
pancake.
Yeah. That scene I was not expecting. So they set everything up to be like, okay, this kid's here with his babysitter, blah, 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 his parents leave, and you think Michael is gonna be there. So all you're doing as the viewer is looking in the shadows and trying to find Michael, because you're like, he has to be there somewhere.
Yeah, it's like a Where's Waldo book.
Yeah. Oh, and this is 2019 Halloween.
Yeah.
So a year after, he just disappeared somewhere. So like, the whole thing with this is, and this comes up later, is Corey evil inside to begin with, or is it something that happened after this accident? So like, you do see Corey snap a bit when
Yeah.
this kid locks him in the like attic or a room upstairs. He locks the door on him, and Corey starts freaking out, and he starts kicking the door, and the kid's outside like laughing at him and shit. And then he freaking kicks the doorknob into his face, and the kid falls down the steps, like, or down the hole between the stairs.
Yeah. I
Whatever you
mean,
call
like,
it.
I can't even blame Corey for this one. Like, whether he's pure evil or not, which is, I mean, I guess, up for debate. But, like, I wanted this kid dead. Like, I would kick him down the stairs, too.
Right. One of the few Halloween kids getting babysat that are just really mean for no reason.
Yeah, well,
Just a little.
they give us
little bitch.
Julian in 2018, and he's the
Oh.
best kid
Yeah,
I've
What
ever
a
super cool.
seen.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
And this guy, and you're just like, someone
And then
stab him.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm rich and I fuck you and I am missing
You're
you.
a boy
bad-
babysitter.
bad boy.
Yeah, I
babysitter.
wanted a hot teenage girl so I could oogle over something.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, the way that he hits
Oh
the
my
doorknob
God.
into that kid's face, like literally my reaction was like, oh, fuck.
Well, no, like when his body hits the floor,
Woo.
like
When his
you
body
literally
hits the
get
floor.
like I didn't realize it until the second watch, but his body literally ricochets off the floor, flings back, and like
his neck snaps.
He just like snaps his own neck and
Yeah.
then falls down.
Oh,
I was like, holy shit.
Ooh.
All right, Corey. I mean, you're badass. I don't care if you're evil or not. Let's go, dude.
And the thing we don't know right away that we're seeing the community, what happened to the community after Michael Myers. So, towards the end of the film, when people are trying to explain his behavior,
Right.
they're like, well, did the town do this to him? And at first I thought because he killed the kid, the town was mean to him.
Right.
But really it was like, oh, right, they said the town changed after Michael Myers disappeared, and it started, self-imploding, and we see all that afterwards.
Well, yeah,
after that scene of all the people dying, just like
there's
the
like a
destruction
bunch of
There's like a
accidents
plague in the town that's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually a good point because, like, we see them in Halloween Kills as kind of like they all band together. They're like, all right, we have a common enemy and
it
we're
just
going
seemed
to
to all
fight it.
fall apart.
Yeah, and then now all of a sudden, like, now that they don't have this common enemy to fight, they're like
They went back
Haddonfield
to-
is
yeah.
eating itself.
Yeah, and like I was saying, like a lot of this movie is just like about the evil that exists in this town. Like it's not really Michael anymore.
Yeah, it's not just him anymore.
It's just the
Yeah.
evil that he brought.
Yeah,
You
because I
know?
mean, like, we're talking about Corey and like, look how he's treated by the town.
Yeah,
Like,
everybody is just nasty to everybody.
Yeah, they
they're all a
almost-
bunch of meanie pants.
Yeah.
I mean,
no one's
like
nice.
he's constantly bullied throughout this movie, by this group of like teenagers.
Which is no excuse for his behavior.
Yeah, no,
but
Yeah.
of
you know
course
they
not.
were giving him a
Not
bunch
an
of crap.
excuse for killing multiple people, but
Maybe
But
a
I
couple
mean-
of them, but not the amount he went to.
he went to a
But I
little
mean,
extreme.
technically, they did throw him off a bridge, so that does warrant one or two bodies.
Excessive. That's excessive bullying.
Yeah. But like even like the kids are like calling this man like the boogeyman, and he's like the next like freak show, or he's the next like nutcase in the town.
Right, but at the same time, don't sleep where the kid you killed died. On the floor,
Yeah.
on top of it.
Yeah, no, Corey.
So tit for tat there, but
Corey was a little on the nose with that one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, he is different in Michael that everything he's doing is revenge killing.
very reactionary.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very emotional, whereas Michael just kills whatever's in
Because
his path.
Yeah, because he's there.
Yeah.
It's
So
like, I'm here now.
you can
Die.
see the similarities between them, but then also like the major differences and how like Corey wasn't ever going to make it as a Michael Myers figure because he doesn't have it in him to just kill everything in his path.
Yeah. No, because I mean, exactly what you guys were saying. He's purely reactionary. Like, any bad interaction he has with a character in this movie, they end up dying.
Yeah.
And it's because he either kills them or brings them to Michael to kill.
Yeah.
You got to feed Michael.
Yeah. Oh, my
And
God.
he'll
Yeah.
teach you the ways.
Okay, so like I feel like this could bring us into talking about Michael because the way that Corey brings Michael in is kind of cool. Like Corey and Michael have their interaction in the sewer, and that is like the first time we see Michael come out, and it's like, oh shit, Michael's gonna kill this kid, and then he doesn't. And then that moment happens.
Well, it's because Michael fucking apparently can look into his soul
Yeah.
and see that
Yeah.
he is
Oh,
pure
yeah.
evil on the inside.
He checked his character to see if he was worthy. He looked deep inside him.
He's like, hold on, stare into my devil eyes, the blackest eyes.
I must see if you have the knowledge I seek.
Dr. Loomis pops in again. Michael, stop staring into people's eyes.
Stop making more Michaels. We
Michael,
talked about this.
who taught you to drive, Michael?
this happened once before.
Why are you living in the sewer, Michael? Have you been reading Stephen King again?
Oh,
But-
fuck him.
Just as Steve's big weirdo, the scene with the eyeball thing was weird.
Yeah.
Like, it
was
was
weird.
weird, and that was the first moment in the film where I was like, it's going to be a wild one. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because, time passes, you forget. The Halloween series has done some pretty insane stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it has.
So you're like, okay, well, sure, that's wild, but that's not extreme for the franchise by any means.
No,
Yeah.
I
So
just,
it's
I
kind
just
of
love
neat.
in our first watch through, and like that part happened, and we were all just like, "Oh my God, did Michael just stare into this guy's soul?"
we were
Right.
freaking the fuck.
Right?
Like we didn't know what to think. We're like, "What the fuck was the purpose of all these like flashbacks to Michael killing people and also this guy
Yeah, 'cause it
accidentally
was- Yeah.
knocking a kid down
And-
the stairs?"
One thing with that, we immediately think Michael was looking in him.
Yeah.
But was he also showing Corey stuff
He was
too?
showing him the way.
Oh shit.
So, you know what I mean? Like he was looking at what he had done, and he was showing him what
Look
he
what
had.
I've done,
He's
bitch.
like, this is what you can be. I am looking to see what you are.
Actually, that's interesting because later Corey says to Michael, "Show me how to do it." Like, I mean, obviously everybody
he's-
knows that Michael kills, but like,
And he
he
showed
had
it.
an
He's seen it.
interest.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Michael goes into a speech about the birds and the bees.
Show me how to do it. All right. Well.
Wow.
Well, when a mommy killer and a daddy killer love each other very much.
But yeah, it's such a weird relationship.
Yeah.
But like it also brings Michael back because Corey brings a little life into Michael by giving him a sacrifice,
Right.
letting Michael stab this guy.
Yeah, all right, but hold on. I do want to talk about Michael's first interaction with this cop that like Corey brings him as the
Yeah,
sacrifice.
that says.
So like the fact like that he gets like knocked over so easily and then like he needs Corey's help, like he waited in prison for 40 years to go after Laurie Strode and he was in tip-top killing position
Yeah,
in
but
like
then
2018.
did you see what happened in the last two movies, Steve? He got fucked up pretty good.
Yeah, but
And it had been some time.
it has
Yeah.
never affected him that much before.
No, it was what you're saying is right. We've never
Right.
seen him
And
look
I'm not
that bad.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's a bad thing.
He had a
Like,
coat
it's,
on.
It's just definitely like a weird thing to see like this unstoppable killer as like a frail old man. Like
right. He's getting older.
but he gets his juju
he-
back.
like
Mhm.
once he starts stabbing, he gets his juju back. But
Yeah.
it's just so weird seeing him being like overpowered, especially by Corey like later on in the film. Like the fact that Corey can knock him over and steal his mask.
Well,
I'm
I
like,
think
that
he
shouldn't-
let him that time because
was
he
like,
needed
"Aw,
to teach him a lesson.
My little
Like,
son
that was
needs
when-
to
Well-
wrestle a little.
Well, because he did that, he knew he wasn't worthy.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's like, all right,
I mean,
all right,
and-
well, I'll have this one. I'll come get you.
Yeah, and it's like I said when we watched it this time, I was like, that's Michael coming online is when like Corey knocks him down and steals
yeah.
his mask.
That is such a cool shot where
Yeah.
it's like from the sewer tunnel and all you see is them like fighting and like wrestling each other and like it's literally just Corey like going in there and be like, all right, fuck you, and he just starts like pushing Michael around.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh shit, like he's going toe to toe with Michael. And
Yeah, like we've never seen anyone go after him other than Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
And like,
So we expected him to get smashed.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
like I thought Michael was gonna rip this
And he
guy's head
didn't.
off.
He didn't, so that was weird. That's
Yeah.
that's a good point. He was
So,
a little,
like,
little goofy.
Like I loved Michael throughout these throughout this trilogy, but like this one, I just kind of felt like he really just played second fiddle to this Corey character. Not that it's a bad thing, but when we actually finally get him fighting Laurie Strode, like it almost seems like it goes so quick that I was like, man, this is almost a 2-hour long movie, and we get like 5 minutes of him fighting Laurie Strode. So like.
I get that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but like I will say that the whole thing is Michael is never really at his best in this movie. Like even when he's like tag teaming it with Corey and they're both killing, like all he really did was pick up like a 120-pound girl and stab her into the wall. And like,
Right.
you know, he didn't have a lot of fighting to do. And I think that this whole movie was really saying that Michael was losing it, you know, a little bit, you know, like he got beat up pretty bad.
He's off his game.
He's not as strong as he was.
The name of the
and-
movie's Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I figured it would end with one of them dying, but like it just feel like they kind of like they made him such a badass in Halloween Kills, and now he's kind of like this like
Yeah,
frail
I mean,
old
we
person.
get it. You know, it's
Yeah.
disappointing that he didn't smash everything like the other film.
right.
But he
But I
wouldn't,
mean, I
he
guess
wouldn't
that's why-
end if he doesn't.
right
go
And I
that
mean,
way.
There has to be a downfall.
So we
Yeah.
don't like seeing Halloween end either. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
how it had
I
to
don't
be.
like seeing my boy on his like last leg. You
he
know,
looked a little
I'm
wimpy in
sorry,
places.
Steve. It has to end at
Yeah.
some point.
Can't go
I-
on forever.
I know. I just love these movies so much. I just wanted them.
But-
I wanted more.
I'm glad that he didn't pass the torch to
Yes,
someone
seriously.
not worthy.
I don't need some
Because-
fucking like Halloween continues with
Well,
Corey.
And if they were to like continue it with someone, why would I want to immediately know who's under the mask?
Yeah, seriously.
Like, it takes most of the, like, that's why I like this stuff to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, in the original Halloween, we see baby Michael, but that's like the only time you see his face
Right.
in this version, if you don't count the Rob Zombie, which I don't really.
Yeah, no.
So, like,
I don't think anybody should count those.
yeah. So, we don't really see Michael's face again after seeing him that very first time in 1978 when he was like 6 years old. Until, this movie, they give you a couple of those shots of like the side of his face, but you never really get to like look him in the eyes.
I mean, it was just nice to see Nick Castle actually like mostly playing Michael Myers throughout this. Cause like,
There wasn't anything too strenuous.
Yeah, no, like
nothing too crazy.
Like,
Just like, had to walk around a little.
yeah, and like Michael is without his mask like most of this movie. So like it's kind of like most of the scenes that he's in, like, either Corey took his mask off and you kind of
Someone's messing with it at least.
Yeah,
But,
so like,
a good percentage of the time.
right. So like it's nice to see like, oh shit, they really brought him back. They let him like end the character that he started. Like it's such a cool thing that seeing actually like Laurie pull the mask off and like seeing this old guy and you're like, oh shit, yeah, he kind of looks like the original Michael, right? They pulled his mask off.
Looks like the old guy now.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, so like Corey really is the center point of this, because then it also connects to Allison and Laurie and like their relationship with him. And yeah, like that whole thing was also not what I expected. I thought Allison was going to have, a little bit of a bigger role in taking down Michael.
Yeah.
But she really didn't. She wasn't involved with Michael. She was really just involved with Corey.
Yeah, and I mean, especially what they set up in Halloween Kills, like she seemed like she was on like a war path. Like she's going after Michael.
Yeah, she only got that one karate chop arm break.
Yeah, she broke
and like
his arm.
she got pushed down the stairs and broke her leg, and like she was out of commission for the rest of that movie. So like she only really got one confrontation. I mean, she did stab him like 3 times when she saw him, but like I thought she would actually like play a part in ending him, other than just
they didn't.
snapping his arm.
They didn't interact very much.
Yeah, no.
But like I think again that just really goes into the whole Corey storyline. And one of the things that we were theorizing might happen was that Allison was gonna have to kill Corey, and Laurie was gonna have to kill Michael.
Right.
Like that honestly would have been a cool ending.
Yeah, like a 4-way fight.
Yeah, like that. That's an idea
Tag
that
team
would have been
match.
cool.
Tag team match for Halloween Ends.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And Laurie Strode has him up on the railing.
Well, it's
She's
almost
going to
like
the turnbuckle.
It's almost like Allison has her own version of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
In
Like,
a way.
Yeah, like they created their own boogeyman for Allison.
Yeah.
Like that would actually. Oh, now that I think about it, that would have been so.
Oh no!
cool.
Now Steve's gonna say that should have been the ending.
No, it shouldn't have been the ending. I'm happy with this ending.
Yeah.
But like that would have been awesome to fucking see.
But yeah, there was so many times we were just like thinking of different theories of how it was gonna go down.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. So at least on the topic of Laurie Strode, like I love Laurie in this movie.
Yeah.
Like you think like this is like the kind of like the first time we get to see her like really be like a human. Like
Everyday Laurie.
yeah,
And some time had passed, so she looked comfortable being like that.
right. And like she's interacting with Sheriff Hawkins, and she's like twirling her
They're cute.
hair.
They're flirting.
She's,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
flirting with
Yeah.
him. Like we get like stepping out Laurie in this movie,
And
and
we get-
I kind of like it.
We still get some of the, like, we know she's a little wild.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely get some of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
A
dude.
couple moments where you're just like,
Oh
there's
my
no way Grandma just said that.
Oh my god, what was that line she said? She's like, "Oh, you gotta stare grief in the face and rip your shirt off and show it your fucking tits and say I'm ready."
Throws the pumpkin down.
Yeah. Oh
She's
my.
a badass.
Oh
I
my
love
God.
her.
She's
I-
wild.
Yeah.
No, my
Had to be
favorite.
much
Michael
fun.
would do her.
Oh, everybody would do her. No, but
I mean, it's true.
no, but this scene where she finally like confronts Corey, because she kind of calls, after a certain point, like, oh yeah, no, this kid is evil. He's up to no good. But like, he's sleeping in like his crime scene basically, and she just starts rocking on her chair, smacking the wall, and she's just like, yeah, motherfucker, I know who you are. I've seen the devil in your eyes.
I think it was kind of neat. We see her every day, Lori.
Yeah.
And then there's a definite change. Like as soon as some danger, is hinted at, or she starts to sniff around him and doesn't like him as much, and then it's like, okay, protective Lori, and we see parts of her from the other films come right back out.
Oh
yeah. She goes from like real giggly and happy to just like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, she snaps into survivalist mode
she says,
real quick.
When she's doing her narration at the beginning of the film, she's like, well, I figured I needed to find a place to make a home, or whatever she says. A little bit sentimental.
Yeah. Yeah, she really tries to overcome it, and like in the beginning you're like, oh, okay, so she doesn't really care about it anymore. Not that she doesn't care, but like that she really, like, I guess she overcame it, and like,
well, yeah, because I mean, she's openly celebrating Halloween. Like she's actively trying to get Allison.
She'd done it before because she always baked a pie.
Yeah, and like she's actively trying to get Allison to go to like a Halloween party and like dress up in a costume, and like, you know, she's decorating around the house. So like, you kind of get the sense that like, oh shit, maybe she has moved on. Like maybe she's become like finally broken like the stigma of Michael, and like she's become like a normal person again.
Yeah.
Which almost kind of got me worried, where I was like, oh my god, is she going to be too nice to kill Michael? And then
she's just going to try to like make him lunch
Michael.
or something.
yeah, like they were going to do like the passive aggressive ending.
Right.
Where like it's them in the house and she's like, Michael, I want to be angry at you, but I have let that go.
I'm not going to kill you.
I also was the one who left the kitchen knife out, so it's a little bit my fault.
You know, we can both admit some things. You know,
I
we
mean,
can both say we're
technically,
sorry.
Annie was a whore, so she had to die eventually.
I get it.
And I also get it. My other friend said totally way too much, so I would want to strangle her too. However, it did make me feel pretty bad.
I don't know if it's a complaint, but one thing I did notice with Lori is that a couple people come up to her throughout the film, exclaiming their distaste for her and the choices she made to bring Michael Myers to that community. It's all her fault.
Right. Yeah.
And a couple people do it. And to me, it looked like that was the first time she'd ever heard anyone say that to her.
Yeah, like she reacted like, oh my God.
And she got
like,
it twice.
Really?
Twice in the same day.
First of all, it's been 4 years since everything happened in the town. For the second time, because this already happened in the 70s. So like, this has happened multiple times. And yet now, 4 years after the last time it happened, several people came up to her
on the same
to tell
day
her that she had a problem.
And
well, there was obviously a Facebook group made, and they were all like, all right, on March 14th, we're going after her.
The other thing is...
March, we're in October.
Oh, shit, sorry.
The other thing...
Like
October 29th, we're going after her.
With Corey, though, I completely forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry. Distracting.
Thanks. Yeah, it's just
with Corey, like Lori.
Well,
and
he was treated so bad the whole time growing up. Like in that time after the Michael Myers left or disappeared, he was treated poorly the whole time. And this was her. It seemed that it was her first time interacting with people that didn't like her for it and blamed it on her. So that was a little weird because he got crapped on for 4 years, and then it didn't seem like she did.
So just to bank off of that, I did notice something in this at least watch through. So like at the end when she's actually fighting Michael and he's choking her at the end there, and like she finally gets that look that Corey gets and that Michael has. Like she gets that blank expression, her eyes kind of go dark, and she finally is just like, yeah, fucking kill me. Let's go. Like, so it kind of almost like makes you think like, oh yeah, she has that same evil in her, but she channeled it in a different way. Like,
okay, I can see
have
that
evil in us.
I can see that. And then Corey said to Allison, did you escape or did he let you live?
Right.
So he's saying like, I know, like I looked at his face too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Because I mean,
interesting point.
Because even Corey brings it up when Laurie confronts him, and he's like, "You should have accepted it when you first looked into his eyes. You should have accepted, like him."
Yeah.
So,
So
like-
like he's kind of implying that like Michael is the one like
He
distributing
almost,
this like
yeah, like it's almost like he can pass his evil onto others.
Well, it definitely
Yeah.
seeped into the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not only did it
And he
seep
just
into
used
the
the
town,
sidewalks.
but like notice how after Corey runs into Michael, he starts actively killing. Like he's more confident and he's more ready to start killing.
Well,
he
I
just goes for it.
yeah, I guess.
So like,
yeah,
I mean, Laurie got that same look, but she used it as like, all right,
As
now I know how to
defense.
defeat this evil.
Yeah.
So like, it's such a cool like ending to Laurie to like finally see her like snap like that and be like, no, I'm accepting this. Like, you either kill me or I'm gonna finish you.
Well, yeah, and it's also like you can see in the other movies that Laurie was kind of consumed with the whole Michael
Yeah.
experience. I don't know what to call it, but like just experiencing
the Michael
him.
experience.
Just like experiencing Michael and like being around him like caused her so much like stress and pain and anxiety for like her whole life.
Yeah, I mean, look what happened. Like, all of her friends died because of
Yep.
this man. Her own daughter died because of this man. Her daughter's husband died because of this man.
Yep.
A bunch of people she loved were injured because of this man.
Yep.
So like,
People she vaguely knew.
Yeah.
Vaguely
Like,
knew strangers,
neighbors.
Yeah.
a few animals.
Tommy
Yeah.
Doyle, who became nothing.
Yeah, I guess.
Fucking Tommy Doyle. I still can't believe they brought him back just to be like a little bitch.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. But yeah, like they definitely, I really enjoyed what they did with Laurie, and I loved that she finally gets like an end to her story. Like, you know, with Halloween H2O and Halloween Resurrection, like you kind of get an end to her story, but she gets killed in Resurrection, and then the rest of the movie happens. So it's almost like they threw that character in the trash, and they didn't actually give her like a satisfying ending. Like this, I definitely felt was that satisfying ending that I
Without
wanted.
killing her off.
Right.
Yeah, I think we got, you know, a decent amount of those for the characters we were really vested in.
Except
Right.
the ones that died, but
Yeah, the ones that died. I mean, that's still,
Well.
you know, that's still a pretty, you know, that's an ending.
it's
for
epic.
Sure.
I mean, got some
It's
pretty good
an ending
kills.
for sure. But most of the people that I wanted to see, you know, get tied up in a bow did.
Right.
And we even see the the old sheriff.
Oh yeah.
You know, we even see him, you know, at the end too, which was kind of nice.
Right,
They left
right.
some people out, but
Yeah.
I don't think I was that disappointed by it.
Yeah, no. And like in all honesty, like the more I thought about it after we watched it the first time, like cuz I was like trying to find something where I was like, all right, maybe this wasn't a good ending to the series or like something like that. But like the more I thought about it, I was like, how else do you end this series?
Right, well, it's all bananas. So the
Yeah.
ending's
Yeah.
got to be bananas.
You have to
Right.
make choices, and you know, like the ones they did were bold.
Yes.
And I think that them focusing the movie not entirely on Michael was a very like different choice than I could have expected.
right.
But like they went with it, and they wrote a good script, and they wrote good characters. The kills were great. So like I can't complain.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, like finally getting an ending to Michael Myers. Like from all the things we've seen in the original, like he gets shot like 50,000 times, still gets up, gets melted with acid, gets beaten to death.
He gets
fucking-
everything.
Yeah.
Shot
He gets
about
everything.
But
20
like to
times,
finally
yeah.
see him like oh my god, like get put through that fucking grinder at the end of this.
Yeah, it's a wood
Whoa.
chipper for cars.
Oh,
Like it was the one
Squeeze.
time I'm just like, okay,
Squeeze.
that's a squish.
I'm like, how has nobody ever thought of putting his body through a fucking grinder before?
Right?
Like, after I saw it, I was like, oh my God, it's so obvious. Like, how do you not think to
Just grind him to a pulp, and then he can't kill anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, he's not Terminator 2.
They were waiting for somebody's stepdad to own a junkyard.
Oh yeah, none of these characters owned a junkyard in the
No.
in the,
Yeah.
the originals.
He had to marry in.
We had to wait for a main character to come around with a junkyard.
Right.
Oh yeah, but like, I mean, as much as I wish the fight between Laurie and Michael was longer, and like, I did get like what I kind of liked what we talked about like in Atomic Blonde, where it was like she gave a whooping, but she also received something back.
Yeah, she gets
like,
tossed around again pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they didn't
Head put through the glass and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like they definitely didn't make Michael like a bitch. Like he was fighting and like
Yeah.
he almost got her a few times there.
Well, he knows
Yeah.
with her, he needs to be on his A game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the one time where I'm like, oh my God, like I know she was training with all the guns and whatever in 2018, but this is the one time I was like, I'm so glad this came down to like a hand-to-hand fucking.
Yeah, no
No,
guns.
for sure, for sure.
Knives only.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dude, when she gets that first one through his hand and
Yeah.
like sticks him to the table, I was like, fuck yeah. All right, do it again. Do it again.
And she did it again.
Oh
and then
my-
she took the cast iron skill and started like hammering
Oh
the
yeah,
knife
she
down. and,
nailed him
like,
to the table.
Oh, and then she pushed the fridge over and pinned his leg down.
See, like that's that smart shit that like they don't give these modern like final girls. Like
Yeah, it's always like, oh no, I'm running. Oh no, I fell. What do I do?
The door's
Yeah.
unlocked, but I still can't get it
the
open.
car won't turn on.
oh no,
Yeah.
I can't get reception.
Yeah.
The people, yeah, the people
All
that are
those
fun to
things.
watch aren't helpless,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it makes it better.
And
Yeah.
like to see Lori just instantly snap into this like, oh, I'm gonna kill people tonight. Like, cause you know Corey comes to her first dressed as Michael Myers, and he's like trying to kill her, and she like fakes this suicide. That was honestly my favorite
Yeah.
Laurie Strode moment in any Halloween movie.
Again, a moment we thought was going to be Michael, but it turned out to be Corey in Michael's mask that he stole.
Oh yeah, but like when you see those like pumpkin guts hit the wall and him open the door, and she's like, "You really thought I would kill myself?" and fucking blasts him. I'm like,
Got him.
"Fuck yeah, Lori,
Got
let's
him.
go."
It was great. It was
But
great.
I do have to say, in the trailer, there was this one scene where she like unlocks her door, and she says, "Come and get me."
Hmm.
And I was really hoping for that scene, just so like her like literally welcoming Michael into the house, like, "Come on, motherfucker, I'm gonna take you out tonight.
Mm.
Let's go. I've already tasted blood once. Let's go."
But Steve, did you see when she shot him? He fell down the stairs and landed on the floor, just like the kid he killed.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Full
I thought that was
circle.
pretty funny, and that's where he died.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where he died. He didn't move from there.
And that's
Yeah.
where he deserves to die, because he stopped Michael from picking up his knife.
Mhm.
And you should die for that every time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
so,
Agreed.
Let the painter paint.
Right. Right.
Oh, but yeah. So like Corey's kill, I was not expecting him to stab himself in the neck.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
So he really is psycho at this point.
Well,
like
he
he's
said-
lost everything.
If I can't have her, no one can. Like that's
Right,
not
but-
a good statement.
Yeah, and you think that means that he's gonna go after anybody who tries to go after her, but really he's just like, at that point he said, "If I can't have her," and then he just
kills
stabbed himself in the
Right?
neck. Like, what the fuck?
Well, I guess this is a good time to like switch to Allison. And like I was really disappointed with Allison in this one.
Yeah, I mean,
Like they just used her as like the ditzy like love interest.
Yeah.
And like she was such a survivalist in the other one.
yeah.
So I'm kind of like I didn't like that shift, I guess.
I mean, it was definitely different in that, like, instead of her being, first of all, you know, she's not in high school anymore. She's a big girl, and she has a real job and everything. But yeah, like seeing her and Corey together was kind of weird because you couldn't really get a read on if they were like actually into each other. It was
Right.
kind of like,
Well,
it was kind of awkward.
It almost made you they almost made it seem like Allison was going to go down the same road Corey was going
yeah,
down.
it made you think like maybe she's going on the
Like,
path of
there's
evil.
all
a
this
little.
like, oh, I'm gonna burn it all down. Like, you know, she's like, oh, it's almost like I was looking for you, but Lori brought you to me. Like,
yeah.
it's almost like she kind of gets this like darkness for a minute there, or like they're trying to lead you in that direction.
They also don't give you time with them being normal hardly at all
Oh,
in
yeah.
the
That's
film.
true.
So their relationship at no point was them just spending time together where something didn't go wrong or something crazy happened.
Yeah, and he
Right.
was
Every time.
hurting himself every 5 minutes, and she never questioned it.
Yeah,
and
no.
it was weird that she like didn't suspect that he was doing something weird. Like,
Like, even when, and I know I brought this up both times we watched it, but even when like Laurie shoots him and Allison comes into the house and he's clearly dressed in the fucking jumpsuit and the Michael Myers mask is right next to him and he's, obviously was coming to attack her. She's completely blinded all of a sudden, and she's like, I only want love. I don't believe what I can see.
Well, and he had told her that she was going to kill him.
Yeah, but like, even Lori tries to warn her, like, hey, I
Yeah,
saw
but she was
that
being
look.
she was being stubborn and moved out and didn't tell her that she was moving out. So
Yeah, that's true.
she was being
yeah.
wicked
Also,
stubborn.
anybody who is like your parent, or in this case, grandparent, telling you you can't date that boy just makes you want to date him even more.
Right?
I'm gonna date him even harder now.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna
that hard dating.
I'm talking movies and dinner.
No.
I'm gonna date him super hard.
That's a lot of conversation to hold.
Maybe we'll get Dairy Queen after.
But yeah, it was a little bit of that. It was a little bit of like, you can't tell me what to do.
Right.
Yeah, so like, I don't know.
Yeah, I love the character of Allison, and I just kind of was like a little ho-hum about her this
Well,
one.
to use your words, Steve, I'm a little ho-hum about how fast he went from not being able to speak to a woman to ultra confident, and maybe the Michael Myers juice helped a little.
It was definitely the
with
Michael
that.
Myers
The Michael
juice.
Myers
Yeah.
juice helped a little bit, but it seemed very quick, and then they went like problem. He walks away, and then he was like half crying when they made up, but you kind of sense it had only been a very small amount of time.
Right.
Yeah, like it's weird how like committed they get like all of a sudden.
Yeah, because like we're establishing that this story is 4 years after, and it's 4 days until Halloween. So
Yep.
this whole story takes place over 4 days.
Yeah, and they
So,
like fall madly
yeah.
in love suddenly.
This is like some kind of like Bonnie
We're
and
gonna
Clyde
run away
shit.
together.
Yeah.
Maybe at the diner.
Let's get in my convertible and leave town, babe.
Yeah, one of the
She was gonna pack all her stuff on his motorcycle
Pack your shit. We're gonna get on my bike and go, babe.
with his junkyard experience. They'll live great.
My mom tried to kiss me, babe. Let's get out of town.
That's another terrible relationship in the film.
geez.
Corey and his mother.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But like, so like, I know Corey does most of the killing in this movie, but like they really do give him like the best kills in this movie.
Oh
Some
yeah.
fantastic
Holy
ones.
Oh,
shit.
I gotta say, so the corkscrew's pretty good. That's pretty up there.
Oh yeah, when he first like kills
the doctor.
Yeah, and
With the
dude,
corkscrew
he's
in his neck.
fucking ramming this thing
Yeah.
in this guy's neck.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, and he has like a plastic bag over his face or something. Like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, that's something they changed from the trailer because they just show like the girl in that scene,
Yeah.
and she finds the body in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
But like this, I actually love so much more. Like him with the bag over his face and he's getting stabbed.
Yeah.
with
Oh,
a
yeah.
fucking corkscrew.
Also-
like hell yeah.
This speaking of that scene, so the whole time when Corey is wearing this scarecrow mask,
Yeah.
I made the comment like first thing that looks a lot like a similar style to the original clown mask that Michael was wearing in the 78 movie
Yeah.
when he was like 6 years old.
Well, like I didn't see it at first, but after you mentioned it, after that first watching it, and then we watched it again, I was like, oh my god, it is kind of like the same like aesthetic.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
simple design.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy with it.
But it's just like that creepy like plastic mask, like that flat sort of like mask, and it I think is trying to symbolize something that, he is kind of a baby Michael,
Baby Mac.
But as far as Corey's other good kills, the junkyard scene with the bullies.
Oh yeah,
the
when
final
he,
bully showdown.
Oh,
yeah, when he finally takes on the persona of Michael.
Yeah, so he is at this point he has the mask. He has a
Yeah.
wrench. So you know he's gonna beat someone in the face with a wrench, which
Oh
he does.
yeah, he clubs the one girl to death.
Yeah.
He runs the other one over with his car and like traps her under the fence.
Yeah.
And like then like his main bully, he gets him the best.
Oh
Fucking
my
knocks him out
God.
and then lights like a fucking acetylene torch
Uh-huh.
and burns this dude in the mouth.
Yeah, you can see like the profile of this kid's like head like squirming, and he's just like
And
torch to the mouth.
And Margot trapped under the fence.
Oh my God.
It's just
Mhm.
forced to watch.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was
Ooh.
honestly the stupidest but also one of my favorite lines. Favoritist lines.
Yeah.
When he's like, "Oh my God, whatever her name is dead," and she's like, "You're dead too."
Yeah, it was
And
kind
it
of
turns around and gets
It's
wow.
so stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh my God, that's a
That's
great
hilarious.
line.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
That's a Halloween line and a
and
half.
then she gets her face squished.
Little face squish.
Oh, I love the
s-
face squishes.
I love the Zartane face squish. I like this face squish, but the Zartane face squish was more like a watermelon exploding.
That one was a
This
little more
like
juicy.
this was like a cantaloupe exploding, I think. A little less, but like still pretty
Yeah,
exploding.
he got the squish down.
And they
Yeah.
he definitely added his own flavor
Yeah, yeah.
to to the style of killing. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, like all of his kills were like multi-step kills.
Yeah.
Like when he like this next scene where he goes and kills the shock jock, and like smashes his face until his jaw is like literally hanging off of him.
Yeah, the radio guy.
Yeah.
And then he cuts his tongue off.
Yeah, and then like he takes that extra step to grab scissors and cut the guy's tongue off. Like he takes all these kills and like elevates them.
Yeah,
to
again,
more
it's
of, like-
because he's killing from rage. So he just
Yeah.
wants to hurt you, you know?
Yeah. Like Michael Myers' kills are always like quick and precise. Like this felt like sloppy and like he wanted to do more to them. Like Michael Myers kills because he has to. Like this guy kills because he's like angry.
Well, I think he's just a younger generation just trying to put their name on it.
This
you know,
TikTok generation,
Yeah. After he
I think
kills
it's-
his
doing it for
first
the views.
I think it just goes for all the generations. They
after
just-
he kills the first
evolve
one, he
stuff.
takes his
Yeah.
mask off, does a little dance, and he's like, "All right, follow me for part 2."
Jesus.
No,
Ugh.
but
And then he does go back and kill his mom.
Yeah.
well, I mean, Corey's first good kill was the kid.
Oh, knocking him
No.
off the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about that.
Yeah, that is.
That was the first
that
good
is
one.
the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
kill.
Just,
Okay.
just to clarify,
All right.
in case we forgot.
But yeah, he gets his mama.
I wish that wasn't off screen.
You
They-
always
they
have
do-
to have one off-screen kill.
and
It feels like.
Billy in the junkyard with the dumb haircut.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to see
off
him
screen.
get a knife put through his eyeball, but no,
Yeah,
it's
you just
another
see
off-screen
the
one.
drumstick through the
Yeah,
eyeballs.
But like that mom, I really wanted to see die. Like that was the one character I was like, you need to die horribly, other than like the main bully. I was like, this mom needs to get it like in a horrible way.
Yeah, you're supposed to be nice to your mom, but we'd give him a pass on that one for
Yeah,
sure.
no, she was a
Yeah.
terrible person throughout
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire
He'd get a
movie.
pass for that.
Yeah. But so like on like now that the series is over and we're finally Halloween has ended. Laurie Strode is off on her own and she's finally like comfortable talking to Sheriff Brackett. Allison is leaving Haddonfield. Michael is a fucking pulp.
He's mixed in with the ground up cars.
Yeah. So like now that it's all over, like how do you guys feel like watching these movies like as they came out and like, watching all the originals and like being big Halloween fans? Like how do you think this, sent off like some of our favorite characters? Like do you think this was like a nice conclusion to it or
I just like how they structured it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, so the first one, definitely we're just gonna go from there and
Right.
forget all this other stuff, and then we're gonna make one body of work that extends from the first movie, and the four of them together are going to be one entity.
Right.
And they weren't expecting to continue, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I just mean a lot of most movies have like sequel or trilogy.
And they're
And then
playing that. And
a bunch of slashers have a ton of them, and they all just kind of fall all over each other and run all over the place and don't really do like, okay, we're going to take 3 movies out of 12
right.
and make them their own little story inside, the rest of the films.
Right. Right.
But it didn't, it didn't feel like, obviously they felt like sequels, but they all were good movies on their own.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of hard to say about some of the other Halloween films for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like having, like I said, like going back and watching all these like originals and like kind of trying to piece the story together from there, like this plus the original, like these feel like the best like storyline to go for in this Halloween story. Like
Yeah.
seeing like just skipping those 40 years of like garbage. And like, yeah, there's some good like terrible sequels thrown in there where like, yeah, they're fun to watch, but like they kind of ruin Michael Myers in a way. Like this series almost brought him back to life, like elevated him, and then finally killed him off in a satisfying enough way where I can be like, yeah, no, I'm fine with that happening.
It was definitely I think it was a great time for a serious film
Right.
about Halloween. Not that they're serious films, but just to take it a little more seriously.
Yeah.
And the fact that they made 3 good ones back to back to back is pretty cool. And then at the end, in Halloween tradition, they did some wild stuff. They almost made some bad decisions, but they didn't. They got really close to the line with the looking into the soul and the passing of the torch. Like they got close to the line, but I don't think anything broke into the silly.
Yeah, and I will say that like you can't completely disregard like Michael Myers as a character through all the movies that I don't really count in this overall storyline because, he is an iconic character. So I think they did him justice, and even if you don't count the other movies as like part of this storyline, it still felt like his character was solid all the way through. Like they didn't do anything weird with Michael.
Yeah.
They kept him to his true self, and they really, even just by having him walk around and the way he kills people, gives him that like signature character that we all know. And they did it in a really cool way.
I think they almost simplified Michael so he could be this consistent throughout.
Well,
I feel like that made it really easy. Like you weren't wondering like what's he gonna do next. He's like probably gonna walk into the next room and stab somebody.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It was like that was a good groove. It felt like to
Yeah.
get back into with Michael Myers.
and look
like-
like kind of how they portrayed Corey once he put that mask on. Like they filmed him like he was Michael Myers. Like he's constantly seen in reflections. He's always seen in the background. He's kind of viewed in shadow.
Behind the bush.
Right.
And then they said not good enough.
Yeah.
Kill him.
You weren't worthy.
He wasn't.
He wasn't
Time
worthy
to
of the
die.
mask.
He wasn't.
Yeah, and like I'm seriously glad Lori killed him and Michael.
Yeah.
I was like, she needed a good body count, and like she finally got like her own like almost completion.
And now everybody in town has to kiss her ass.
Oh yeah, because not only did she kill a murderer, but she killed an up and coming murderer.
Everybody
yeah.
already hated that kid.
Exactly.
So
They won't even blame her.
birds.
save
one
the
knife.
town twice.
But yeah, like I like I was never the biggest Halloween fan until 2018 came out. And
I'm sorry. I don't think you mean what you just
Yeah,
said.
I'm
No,
I
calling
don't
like,
think you mean that.
I was
automatic
always-
bullshit
We've
on that,
watched
Steve.
Halloween movies every
For
year
a decade.
up until
that
2018.
doesn't No, all I'm if you guys at
Yeah,
any
sorry,
point,
sorry.
let me finish. All I'm trying to say, I was a Jason guy. I loved the Friday the 13th movies. I thought he was the best killer. And like, yeah, I watched the Halloween movies because it's another slasher movie. Like, and they're fun at least. But he was never like my favorite killer. But like after 2018 came out, they put him in such a better light, in my eyes.
Well, just a dominant force of kaplow.
It was the
Dominant
only
force of evil.
It's the only time I truly believed what like Dr. Loomis was saying about Michael, that he's like pure evil, he's the devil, he's this, he's that.
Lived up to the hype. And they showed it on screen. It wasn't
Exactly.
It wasn't a ton of nonsense. It was just like, we're just going to leave the camera here, and he's going to walk in the house, and it's going to take a while, and he's going to smash that lady.
Like, you know, his mask doesn't look goofy. He's not like
It only
overblown.
gets cooler, honestly.
Like as he progresses through this movie, through these movies, like he only gets better. Like as much as I think he played like second fiddle in this one, I still liked that he was a part of it. And when they did let him take the spotlight, like he's shown, like he fucking, you know, pins that girl to the wall. He fucking, you know, comes back and like kills the guy who took his mask.
Yeah, Corey was doing some new stuff, and he stuck to the classics, and they at least showed us, like you said, the wall stick.
Right.
I know we all were super thrilled because it was we knew we could feel the movie was ending, and we're like, and then we got a wall stick. We're like, hey, finally.
Yeah, and
finally
then
we got
he had
the wall
a
stick.
head twist. You got to snap someone's neck.
Head twist.
You got to choke some bitches.
some regular stabbing.
Yeah.
Some light strangulation.
Yep, that's what Michael's into.
And call it a night. He was like, I don't have to work too hard tonight. I'm getting old.
It's his night. Like, let him take it easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I definitely think like I wasn't ready to fully fall into this movie and be like, oh no, I loved it. But like I on this second watch, I'm like, all right,
that's hard to beat.
Yeah,
that's hard to beat.
This was about the best I could have asked for the conclusion of the Halloween series.
And I'm definitely gonna go back and want to watch this when I just want to see some like brutal kills.
Oh
like,
yeah.
This
like
this was pretty good with the kills.
At some point, I do want to sit and just put in the original, watch 2018, watch kills, and watch ends all in a row, and just like put them together and like really get the full grasp of like this story, and just kind of like see how they play into each other one after the other after the other.
You just gotta find like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Just watch all these movies.
Yeah, just take a day off of work and be like, all right, we're watching Halloween. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. We'll probably do that on Halloween, honestly.
Oh, yeah. At this point, I mean, what else are we going to do?
Yeah.
Other than watch Halloween?
Oh.
But, yeah, I mean, I liked the ending. I think it was a good way to squish Michael, and I love the grinder,
and
man.
And rarely does anybody like an ending to anything. They're like, well, that wasn't. It was like, okay, well, that's how they did it. Like, I'll accept that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, because
and
again, like
it was pretty finite too. They didn't leave.
Yeah.
Because
they didn't leave.
They say they're ending a series, and then they leave like a half a cliffhanger just to piss you off, and you know they did it on purpose. Where this one's like, no, we're done. All done.
Like the only cliffhanger you get is that Michael Myers' mask is now in Laurie Strode's house, because she's keeping it as a trophy after fucking melting that guy into a paste.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I don't know why it's not hanging on the wall, honestly. But
yeah, seriously. Like, I'd be wearing it to, like, the grocery store and being like, what's up, motherfucker? You see who I killed?
I think I'd get a big kitchen knife and just stab it into the wall. And then
wall stick the mask?
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh.
Leave it there.
But yeah, no, like, exactly. Like, you know, everybody's expecting to hate the end of a series. But, like,
I didn't end up hating it. It was nice.
No, I truly enjoyed what they gave me, and I honestly don't know how else they could have done it.
Yeah.
And like it
without it being terrible.
Yeah.
I think is a better clarification of that. Like I don't know how else they could have done that and it not have been terrible, but the way they did it was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't safe by any like they didn't play it safe.
Risks.
Oh yeah, seriously.
So it was pretty good. It was that good despite taking risks, where I feel like most of the weird stuff they did worked. So it was okay. And there wasn't like a string of 2 or 3 things where you're like, because when you get a couple things like that pull you out of it in a row, it can kind of taint the taste of a film. Where this one, I feel like they did all that stuff pretty good.
It was a good story overall.
Which is
it
weird.
Wasn't boring. And
which was weird. The first 48 minutes of the film, there's a lot of dialogue. And we were all paying attention.
Yeah,
which was fantastic. It was good to do.
Normally we talk over like the boring dialogue, but
we're like,
this time we're like,
Just staring.
Oh my God.
Normally
What-
we're just predicting who's going to get stabbed first.
Yeah,
but
it's like, no, tell me more, Lori. Tell me how you're writing a book and that evil is evil and you defeated evil. Tell me more.
that was a nice way for her to channel her experience, though.
But
She's
yeah,
like, I get to put it on paper.
But I just as like a final thought from me, but like it almost reminded me of how like I felt with the whole Dr. Zartane thing in 2018. You know, like he puts on the mask, and I thought for like a second there, like, oh shit, are we continuing this series with like Zartane being the killer? Like that's almost how I felt about Corey, but like this time I almost felt they did it better. Like they almost justified the reason, like, oh yeah, we needed a second killer. Michael's kind of, you know, he's had the shit kicked out of him. He's been through the ringer. Like we need some fresh blood to kind of
Fresh blood. Or at least serve as some sort of inspiration for him to get back up on the horse.
Exactly.
And try to kill Lori again.
Like we needed
one last
somebody to
time.
bring Michael to Lori.
And also, he knew what day it was.
yeah,
He knew it was Halloween.
He
knew.
could feel it coming.
And, 4 days before, he started training again, which was, really good.
Started getting in his push-ups,
Yeah.
sit-ups,
But
some
yeah.
squats.
I mean, I would say I think overall we all kind of enjoyed.
Yeah, I kind of
this
enjoyed
one.
it. I kind of enjoyed it.
Kind of enjoyed this one.
Yeah. It was really good. Nothing I found myself trying to nitpick too hard
Yeah.
either. Just
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, I normally hate stuff like this. Let's see what they do.
Mhm.
It ended up being a pleasant surprise.
And it was one of those like shocking, like, what is going on?
Yeah.
That like the first watch was so, like, it was so good in that aspect. Because I
Oh,
love
so-
those movies where I'm like, ooh, what's gonna happen?
And it was so different than the other two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we're going into it with a mindset of like, okay, it was one day after another in the first two, and it was
Yeah.
pretty crazy. And then we start off and it's a little bit slower, and
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like
they did it differently. And it was
2018 and
still
Halloween
killed it.
kills are very straightforward.
Mm.
Smash 'em,
Michael gets
Michael Myers
loose,
films.
he kills, he gets defeated, and then the next
Oh.
one, Michael gets loose, he kills, he gets defeated, or whatever.
Steve's doing air quotes.
Yeah, but like those are very straightforward. This one kind of threw some curves in there, and we were like,
Made you pay attention.
yeah, we even us as like seasoned Halloween fans are kind of like, what the fuck are they trying
Yeah.
to tell us here?
But it was good.
Yeah,
It was
it was good. I enjoyed it, and I think overall, like, I think most people might enjoy this one.
Most people might.
Most
Okay.
people might is okay.
Well, I mean, if you don't go off the fucking IMDb and the Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
rating, and you actually give it a chance.
Oh, I really
I
do want to
think it was
go read
good.
some of those 1-star reviews and see what people.
I
are
definitely,
Yeah.
shitting
I
on it
definitely
for.
don't want to.
Yeah, no, it's probably nitpicking the shit out
Well,
of
I
it.
didn't really like the movie.
Michael Myers wasn't the main killer? Thank you.
Well, I think we all had a blast
Yep.
doing this
Oh,
entire
yeah.
series.
Yeah,
I think it was a
thanks for
lot of fun
listening.
doing
Oh,
all
yeah.
these, sitting down watching some of our favorite Halloween films
Mm-hmm.
for
In a
Halloween.
row, that matters.
It's pretty cool.
It's
Yeah.
so much fun.
And
I-
bunch of fun watching, recording this stuff.
Yeah, I'll definitely put this in one of my favorite, just like spooky movies of all time.
Yeah, honestly, I
Oh,
can't
for
wait
sure.
for the next rewatch.
Yeah. All right, let's watch it again. Come on, let's go.
Right.
Yeah, to end off our final Halloween special, we're going to start all the movies from scratch. Here we go.
We'll see you in 27 hours.
See you in 27 hours for our final recap.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Seriously, it means
And
a lot.
Happy frickin' Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Halloween.
Come on, join in, Michael.
No. I think we should finish off
Okay.
with a little Blue Oyster Cult.
Okay.
All the time has come. Perfect cowbell. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Goodbye.
We're still doing stuff. It's like he ended it, they ended it again. He just ended it twice.
Every film in the book ends.
This is our last episode.
Any of you know the story of the Haddonfield Boogeyman? A man in a white mask. Or was it more than a man?
The blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's a devil. One good scare.
Hey there, reason we're supposed to be afraid of